Okay, we've called the second monthly meeting, Common Council to order on October 25th, 2022 at 6:30 p.m. First order of business is reading and approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting dated October 11th, 2022.
Motion to accept the minutes is submitted.
Okay, a motion and second to accept the minutes as presented. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by a like sign, that motion carries. Okay, I think, Mr. Trump, I think we're going to skip the next item.
Yeah, the supplemental resolution for the pension funding bonds is not finished yet. I talked with the actuaries today. They're still doing some research, and so it'll be put off, I guess, at least toward the end of November to bring before council. Once they get their figures done. Actuaries don't hurry for anybody.
Right. So we're still shooting to get this finalized if approved by before the end of the year.
Yeah, that's still the timeline we're looking at.
Good. Okay, first reading of an ordinance to rezone 102 4th Street. Mr. Fowle?
Yes, sir, Mayor. Excuse me. Tonight I will read the ordinance by title, and if approved tonight, we will have a public hearing. This public hearing actually isn't going to take place until December 13, which will be our first meeting in December. The reason for that is we need to have a 30-day notice published of a public hearing, since this is regarding rezoning some property in the city of Beckley, and we will not be meeting on November the 8th. So this will actually work well. So it appears right now December 13 will be the night of the second reading. This is the property over on 4th Street, the corner of 4th Street and Robert C. Byrd Drive, where the former Tudor's Biscuit World was located. And this is a matter that's gone before the City of Beckley Planning Commission, which on October 4th recommended that this rezoning take place. It will go from what's called an R1 one-family district to a B1 neighborhood highway business district. The intent is for this property then to be remodeled and to be used for an insurance agency. And so this is a matter that was heard before the Planning Commission. We had a public hearing. We received no negative responses from the community in that area of the city. And so tonight I will read it by title, and that is titled, An Ordinance Amending the City of Beckley Zoning Ordinance of 1971 and the Comprehensive Plan of the City of Beckley and the Zone Map of the City of Beckley, as from time to time has been amended, to provide for the rezoning of 102 4th Street as shown on Tax Map 32, Parcel 97, Beckley Corporation, within the City of Beckley, Raleigh County, West Virginia, from R1 one-family district to B1 Neighborhood Highway Business District. Mayor?
Thank you very much, Mr. Fowle. This, the fact that nobody opposed this at the Planning Commission meeting, I can only assume that the residents in that area of 4th Street and the side streets are probably quite relieved that that this location will appear to become an insurance office. So that's good. So do we have a motion to approve the ordinance as described by Mr. Fowle on the first reading?
So move.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the ordinance to rezone 102 4th Street. Any further discussion? Hi, Pam. If not, all in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed by a like sign. That motion carries. Thank you. Okay, old business, I'll lead off. I think council did receive.
We have to approve the audit committee.
Oh, I'm sorry. I checked that too quickly. Okay, next matter of business, I'm sorry, is approval of the audit committee recommendation for the audit of 2022 and 23. Mr. Trump, do you have any comments on this?
The state auditor's office provides a large list of approved firms that we sent out letters of interest to for our audit. One firm alone returned the letter of inquiry. The audit committee examined their credentials and examined their pricing, and it was the recommendation of the audit committee that we go with Ferrari and Associates. They had done our audits the last couple of years, And one thing of note is that because it's so cumbersome sometimes to do the bidding, that the state auditor now allows you to bid for 2 years. So if council approves the audit committee's recommendation, it will not only be for the 2022 fiscal year, but the 2023 fiscal year as well.
I will say that Mr. Trump and I have met with Ferrari and Associates for about an hour toward the end of their audit of the city. And it's my impression, and I won't speak for Billy, that they have begun to really learn the city and the people they work with. They do a great job. They're very complimentary on what Billy and Jessica Chandler do as far as maintaining our finances. We've been very fortunate to have at least the last 2 audits with no findings at all, correct, Billy?
That's correct.
And the people who conduct the audit, that team hasn't changed in a couple of years, which I think also indicates, is a good indication of their stability. So anyhow, with that said, I would accept a motion to approve the audit committee recommendation as described by Billy Trump.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second to accept the audit committee recommendation for Ferrari and Associates for the 2022 and 2023 audit. Any further discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by a like sign. That motion carries. Thank you. Now down to old business, and I'll lead off. I think council received a fairly detailed explanation of what appears to be a tremendous offer to replace our golf carts and upgrade the golf carts. Basically, after 5, almost 6 years with the current golf carts, the accredited by the National Trading Group company that we've dealt with is basically offering 2/3 of the value that we paid originally for these golf carts that many years ago. So it appears to be a really good transaction, and we appreciate the fact they're doing this. So, any discussion? Did anybody get back to Billy with any comments on the golf cart transaction?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So go for it.
Good deal. I think Sherry Hunter also did,
Janine?
and Janine.
I made one suggestion to Billy, and I thought we should have done a long time ago, but it's never too late, is golf courses today work well with like a cart path that goes completely encircles the golf course so that you can play golf when it's raining or bad weather, and you can always, say like, yes, you can play, but cart path only. And Black Knight doesn't have that continuous path, and maybe we could, find some money to put like a gravel, to gravel in those cart paths to make it a complete circle, and then at a later date, maybe pave them to, the standard if we want to pave them to. It would create walkability out there for people, walk their dogs and things.
I mean, I totally agree, and I think that's in our long-range plans to do that with, basically at this point, excess asphalt, which we haven't had the past couple of years due to the availability of asphalt. And we've done some paving of the cart paths, but we also paved that really rough road that goes up to the equipment shop. So we've done a little, but I agree with you, Tom. I think that's something we need to do, and we can discuss the idea of doing something temporarily to lay out those paths with gravel.
And then we can pack them in just with the golf carts themselves.
Right.
At a later date,
Yeah,
make them nice.
very good. Thank you. Okay, we are going to have a workshop on November 3rd, and there'll be a representative from the firm Destinations by Design to discuss what they would like to work on and have been working on as far as branding, as far as really highlighting what the city of Beckley as a gateway hub for the national park has, and these folks have they have a great track record with cities our size. They work with smaller people. The principal in this firm grew up in McDowell County, so he's very familiar with what goes on in West Virginia. But if you can make it on November 3rd, I think that would be time well spent. And then
What time is that?
that will be at, I believe that's at 5 on November
I
3rd,
believe it's
Susan?
5 or 6.
I didn't see a time in the email. I might have overlooked it.
No, we may not have had a time. We'll get that to you.
No, it says, Wednesday, November 3rd at 5, and I'm pretty sure Wednesday is the 2nd. Is it not?
Yes, Thursday is the third.
Oh, that's what I mean,
That's
Thursday. Yeah, but
correct.
the email says Wednesday.
Okay.
City Council Workshop, Wednesday, November 3rd
There
at
it is,
5.
that's 5.
We'll make
Was
sure
that from
everybody,
Corey?
Wednesday is the 2nd.
Okay.
So is it Wednesday the
from Corey?
3rd or Thursday the 3rd?
Thursday.
Pick a Thursday, or pick a 3rd is what I'm asking.
I think it's Thursday the 3rd
Okay.
at 5.
Also, to elaborate on that, Mayor,
This is smart.
the New River Gorge Regional Development Authority is also they've got a newspaper article or ad about the West Virginia Brownfields grant, and they're planning on doing that the same day as this event right here.
Okay, I have
It's a
that.
double win
Okay.
on the same day.
Very good. Yeah, that was going to be my next comment, but
Okay,
I wasn't.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm glad you clarified that, because I don't have a date for the outdoor economic development plan and resubmission of the Brownsfield grant. So you're pretty sure that's the 3rd too?
Yes.
Okay, good. And those are two pretty important things if you can make it.
No, it's Thursday, Bob.
Okay. So which is the 4th?
No, the third.
The 3rd, yeah. Okay. I'm confusing my damn self now.
Now, wait a minute.
Thursday is the 4th.
Cody.
No, the 3rd. No, that's what I said originally, the 3rd.
Corey's email.
The email says Wednesday the 3rd.
Yeah.
Thursday is
He
the
had,
third.
that's what he had
The
pulled up
days
in his
are wrong.
Maybe I
email.
should just check the calendar.
Did the mayor get-
Yes.
Yeah, he replied.
Tuesday's
He's
on
the one
first, I know
Yeah,
that.
but-
Tuesday's on
So I
first.
thought Corey
Tuesday's
was
on
the
first.
Right.
We have
I
that.
don't know.
The mayor replied. I don't know.
Here we go.
Yeah, he replied.
Okay, we'll clarify these dates. We'll do that. We'll get that out to everybody tomorrow. I've been out of town for about 10 days,
See,
and,
we just fall apart with
Follow up on that.
no,
Kevin's retired, doesn't even know what day it is down there.
Where have you been? We don't have any excuse.
I did try to keep up with the Register Herald with my phone, and I do want to compliment, and I've done it face-to-face to Billy and Leslie for the great article on status of Black Knight and what's going on there, and what a treasure for the community that is, and all the functions that go on, and Billy Hanlon that had the immediate disposal, the finances of the various departments of Black Knight. So I thought they both did a great job. It was really nice to see that, and it was nice to see it in such a prominent location in the newspaper. So, other than that, that's all I had for old business. Is there any old business from any member of council?
I've had,
Okay, leave pickup. November 18th. Thank you, Pam. Will you all actually come in the yards and rake them and bag them up and everything?
People wish we did.
That's- Here's one. Yeah. Okay, anything else under old business from any member of council?
I've had a few people reach out to me wondering if we had any time set of when the public will be able to come back to the meetings.
You know, I get mixed signals on that. Answered, and I get a lot of calls too, and of course, the Martins walked in this evening. Between an uptick in the city of COVID, and these folks supervise a lot of people who are now out with COVID, that coupled with the fact that,
Yikes.
and it's not as if you know, we've got a very small handful of people who do come in. It's not like we fill this place and we're disappointing,
2022, too.
scores of people. So to err on the side of caution, we don't know, now it's flu season, and people talk about a twindemic between COVID and the flu. My preference is to err on the side of caution. We don't know if, and now you have this RSV virus, and Billy, what were the statistics on that today with the?
The 3 pediatric hospitals in West Virginia, 90% of their critical care beds were full as of right now because of RSV with kids. So.
Yeah. And understand that's extremely contagious, and whether that plays principally on what we're talking about here or not, they talk about the fact, and, you know, with the number of grandkids that we have, they talk about the fact that everybody's proud of their grandkids and they want to pass them around. They want people to give them a hug and a kiss and all this, but they're discouraging that. They're asking now for grown-ups to keep all the distance they can from kids and certainly people outside of their immediate family. So, but you know, I don't have a crystal ball, but right now I'm personally think we need to continue on the side of caution. And people do, obviously, you know, they have access. They can call in, and but anyhow, we'll just kind of take that a week at a time. Anything else under old business from any member of council?
Susan corrected me, the leak pickup's the 14th.
Oh, the 14th,
Instead of the
okay.
18th, because that's Jerry's retirement.
Okay. We'll have to get some calendars for everybody. And I'm first in line. Okay, anything from any member of council under new business? Okay. Okay, we're down to public comments. Amy, do we have anybody signed up to talk?
Christian Maritime.
Martine?
Martine, I apologize. I'm gonna
I'm sorry? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'll remind everybody, if you're calling in by phone for a public comment, dial *3 to raise your hand, which in effect recognizes you to speak. If connected by a computer, click the hand icon on your participants panel, which also recognizes you. And all public speakers will have a maximum of 3 minutes to speak. So with that.
Christian
Martine?
Martine, thank you.
All righty.
Hi, my name is Christian Martine, mayor, members of the council, and public servants who serve, our community. Reason I wanted to introduce myself and drop by is one to thank you for the work that you do, and also to commit myself on this endeavor I'm on to support you in your efforts to make Beckley a place that is continuing to attract young people and working families here. Um, Earlier this year, I signed up to run for the House of Delegates because when I looked around, I saw people like me leaving our community, people who had a great education and could take a good job, but when they looked a little closer, right, many of them right outside of our city itself and our counties, they became worried, right? What is it going to be like for their kids 10, 20, 30 years down the road? Um, and for me, that's what we want to invest in. We want to make sure that this is a place that kids can continue to get a high quality education, that if our family members and leaders in our community, come across challenges, that we'll still be there to pick each other up. One of the biggest challenges that I hear from my neighbors is the opioid epidemic, and from our police department that is stretched, trying to go after the people bringing this into our community, to our firefighters on the front line. wanting to match these folks with support, right? People that they're finding on the side of the street, but it's difficult because we just don't have the facilities to take care of everyone in need. And that's a lot of what I'm wanting to fight for, so that in Southern West Virginia we can get the resources to protect our law enforcement, and also to help people get off of drugs so they can find that job that restores their pride and allows them to give back to their family. um, and on a final note, just an invitation: if there is anything that I can do to support the city, to support our community, and more broadly the county, I'll be an open door. My phone number I publish everywhere it's 304-250-9106. And if you go to my website, christianmartin.com, you can send us an email, contact us on Facebook, and ever which way. We want to be available because this is what it means, as you all know, to be a representative of your community, and we want to bring that
10 seconds,
to our
Christian. 10 seconds,
and
sir.
we want to bring that to our community. So thank you all again. Thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you very much. Amy, anybody else? Okay. With that, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you.